Hello everyone! So I wanted to make a video today about quarantine and weight loss. I've been reading a lot of posts on Instagram about people that are struggling with the fact that the fridge is right there, they're struggling with snacking, basically can't seem to keep on track. Now first off, I want to start by saying that these are unprecedented times. I think it's really important to know that it's okay to be stressed out, it's okay for things to be changing for yourself. If you're snacking a little bit more, if your routine's a little bit off, that is to be expected right now. So please try and be a little bit more gentle and kind with yourselves. This is a time period that was completely unpredicted. We had no idea this was going to happen, and it's something that we're all dealing with in our own ways. I did, however, want to make a video addressing weight loss during quarantine, because it's something I've actually been able to do successfully. I've been in quarantine since March 15-ish, and since then I've managed to lose 8 pounds. I know I've talked about my journey and how much weight I've lost, but I haven't hit my goal yet. And when this whole thing started, instead of me thinking, oh my god, what am I going to do? I have no gym to go to anymore. Food is going to be different, all that. I actually saw it as a positive thing in that regard. I, in fact, think that quarantine is the absolute perfect time to change your life, start a journey, or continue on your journey. Now, this might just be pertaining to me, but I'm a huge control freak. When I'm out of control, that's when I'm most anxious. Now, I think we can all agree that this whole situation is something that's completely out of our control. But that leads me to my first point, is that weight loss is something you can control, even being confined to your home. In fact, I would say the #1 benefit of this whole thing in weight loss is that we are at home. For one, there's definitely less temptation to go out and eat. Now we can order in, like that's a whole other thing. But at least the temptation to go out and actually sit in a restaurant is far less, because well, here you can't do that. I don't know if you can do that where you are. Another thing is money right now. Some people are in better situations than others, but I know for myself, I'm really trying to watch my money at the moment. Most of us have had work impacted in some way, whether that's being laid off from your job or your hours are being reduced. So eating at home can actually help in that regard. When you cook from home, you can control the ingredients that are going into your food. This allows you to keep better track of your macros, and you just know what you're eating, which definitely helps in the long run. These new and healthy recipes you can add to basically what I like to call this mental logbook, things that you can make that you know you like to eat that are within your macros and will help you reach your goals. If you haven't done this already, this is also a great time to start meal prepping. Maybe even experimenting with different types of meal prepping. What's easiest for you, so that when this whole thing blows over and we do end up going back to work, it's easier for us to put meals together and we can change it up every week so we don't get bored. Meal prepping will also help with that snacking issue and going to the fridge constantly. If you make a routine for yourself like you do normally when you're working, this is something that will translate very well in even just staying at home. Routine is so important for just life in general, but especially with weight loss. I found that meal prepping, and I meal prep real easy, guys. Like maybe I'll make a video in the future about that, but it really helped me time out my day and space out when I ate, which helped me regulate how much food I was consuming in a day. It also helped me with intuitive eating, which at the end of your journey, which I have an issue with that. I don't think you're really ever at the end of a journey, but you know what I mean. Once you hit your goal and that kind of changes, your pattern changes, like how you're training, how you're eating. You don't want to have to count macros every single day for every meal. I would say the goal of losing weight is to keep it off and to do that in a fashion that is sustainable for you and you are able to just kind of intuitively do that. This means learning how to listen to your body and when you're hungry and what it needs. Through macro counting, you do gain a knowledge of what's in foods, and I would say that's probably the most beneficial thing about using something like MyFitnessPal. Trust me when I say without MyFitnessPal, this whole thing would have been so much harder for me. It helped me realize what was in things and kept me more accountable. I now have that knowledge pretty much just in my noodle on its own, so I don't really need to track. I have been tracking those since quarantine started. It just gave me a little bit more comfort. It was something I was used to, and it showed me that I could still do it, and I would be eating intuitively but still marking it down, and I could see that I'm within my macros, which was a huge thing for me. During this whole thing, bettering oneself, really trying to work on your well-being is a huge confidence boost, and it's a happy thing in this time frame that's quite dark. Also, guys, if you are used to going to a gym and don't really work out at home, there are activities that you can do to help you lose weight or just keep you moving in general. Going for a walk, for example. I know for me, I've been going for walks and runs, and now guys, I freaking hate running, and I always have. It's a lot easier for me to do now, but man, I think running honestly is all mental. Has nothing to do with your physical capabilities. Well, I mean, sure, a little bit, but it's definitely mainly mental. So I've been improving on that for sure. Like, that's something I've been trying to do at least once or twice a week. Walking, I've been getting in 10,000 steps a day, whether that's on my treadmill, which I'm very fortunate that I have a treadmill, but you guys can go outside, get some fresh air. As long as you're social distancing from other people, there's nothing wrong with going outside. This also might be a great technique for if you feel like snacking. Okay, and I feel snackish, I'm going for a walk. Take your mind somewhere else, you know? There's also body weight exercises. Then trust me, those posts are all over the internet, including me. I post workouts almost every single day. The Instagram's down below. It requires very little to no equipment, so it is something that you can definitely do at home. This quarantine in no way, shape, or form has to completely derail your progress or prevent you from starting your own journey. Keep in mind that every healthy decision you make adds up. I talked about this in my last video. I don't know what happened with that one, but not a lot of people got to see that. So if you want to check that out, the link is down below and also probably somewhere here if I can figure that out. It's a good one, guys. So definitely check it out. If you have absolutely any questions for me, please leave them down below. I love answering them. Maybe I get to do a Q&A at some point, but either or, I will definitely help you guys out if you do have any questions for me or you need any advice in any way. I love talking to all of you. I also want to know how you guys are doing. Please let me know down below. So that's all for today. Until next time, guys, please stay safe.